With how the rotating playlists work in Warzone 2 right now, the reality is if you're playing with a squad, you're gonna end up playing ASHIKA, even if you prefer to play VONDEL. So today, I'm gonna be going over a few things that you really want to keep in mind as you are making the switch back and forth. I've got a 51 kill duo quads gameplay that we're gonna be breaking down. Now, the first biggest difference that is immediately noticeable is the size of the POIs. You know, the size of the POIs on ASHIKA are much smaller than VONDEL. Basically, this is the same thing as fighting at market, but the reality is on VONDEL we have things like stadium, we have things like mall, we have things like cruise terminal, city hall that are much larger than this. The one thing that you are going to see is that, and this is probably one of the biggest differences in general, is that there is less of a balance between movement and positioning on ASHIKA. Yes, positioning still matters, but we play a lot of positioning on VONDEL. On ASHIKA, you're going to see me constantly be moving here, you know, using basic movement, but more importantly, sprinting while plating, constantly checking corners, constantly clearing this building, sort of because you have to. I mean, we were in the mix here with two different teams, off to a 3-kill start, which, by the way, if you are subscribed, let's quickly talk about 20 bomb pacing. Don't forget, VONDEL is 4-4-6-6. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 6 in the third, 6 in endgame. ASHIKA is 6-6-4-4, so it's 6 in the first, 6 in the second, 4 in the third, 4 in endgame, and that is simply because of how the game plays out in terms of when lobbies are most crowded, and of course, on ASHIKA, you have less people, so a little bit tougher. Right here, able to go ahead and get this guy. No difference here using your mini map, guys. It's still Resurgence. We've got one above to my left side. So I am going to go ahead and just check this as I break through. As I break through here, I'm going to check up top just to try to see if I can actually find this guy. Not 100% sure where. Then sure enough, I hear some shooting. We're going to flash this guy and just play patient. I'm going to wait for the flash to hit. Now we keep the pressure on, and sure enough, here's the next team. So we're still in the mix here with two different teams, and what you see, especially with this early game, is the pacing difference, right? On VONDEL, fights can be a little bit slower, even if you're fighting two teams, because the POIs are much bigger, right? It takes a little bit of time to maybe get into that engagement, even though there's 2 or 3 teams around. On ASHIKA, it's constantly go, 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 constantly moving, keep your head on a swivel. Now, right here, gameplay strategy is still the same, guys. Want to try to get loadout. A little bit unfortunate here because we are playing duo quad, so it's going to be 20k for loadout. That's one thing I wish they would change. You know, the same way they have the dynamic resurgence timer, I would love to see a dynamic loadout cost where, like, hey, you know, we're not playing quads here, so 20k is really hard to get. So right here, we're at 16. We're going to go ahead, challenge this guy. We're off to a really good start here, right? There's our 6 in the first. First circle is just starting to close, so now we're going to go ahead and keep pushing. Try to get on 30 pace, which is 9 to 10 in the first. I end up noticing one over to my left side, so I decide to kind of forego loadout. I'll be honest with you, I probably should have rotated back, grabbed my loadout guns, grabbed perk package. I mean, we both just about have enough to grab both of our loadout guns, primary and secondary, as well as a perk package here that we want. So probably should have done that, slow down to speed up, but we're going to go ahead and challenge this guy right here. Pretty easy kill. We got the UAV up. We're just acting on information. You know, if you are subscribed, again, very much similar gameplay strategy, just trying to act on information as much as possible. Now, I hear one. This one got a little weird here. You know, this was definitely a mistake on my end, and I am going to end up dying here. I see both of these guys. One of them is flying, right? So one of them uses the portable redeploy drone, who I go ahead and challenge this guy, but I kind of missed and forgot about this guy that was directly below me. And what you're going to see is I end up breaking this guy. I would have gotten this down pretty easily, but I do end up going down to this enemy right here. Now, can't quite get the self off, so just like that, you know, we go ahead, we go respawn back in, and notice how much cash I have here. So 6750. This is where, again, we talk about slowing down to speed up. Let's go ahead and regain a little bit here. Let's go ahead, grab our guns, and then we can rotate over. I know J-Puck still needs a little bit of help, and you're going to see an interesting dynamic between the two of us. This was actually for a coaching session where we were doing in-game coaching with J-Puck, and you're going to see us sometimes play together and sometimes play split. J-Puck is at that level where he can handle it, but you're going to see us kind of go back and forth, knowing that even when we're playing duo quads, we're still fighting outnumbered. We still got to be thinking about our, you know, our positioning, our angles, our spacing, our communication, which obviously I don't have comms in. But we're going to go ahead and start to work our way back over this way, try to see what I can find. Now, I don't really have any information to act on just yet, right? So I'm just trying to regain a little bit here, get my pacing going again, knowing that I'm at 8 in the first. I only needed 6 for 20. We're at 8 in the first here. And we are going to go ahead and thankfully get a little bit of an audio cue here over to the left side. We're going to hear some footsteps, which then gives me information. You know, when we talk about momentum, momentum on ASHIKA is the same as VONDEL. It's about getting a kill, getting those mini-map pings, then trying to act on that, and we keep that going as much as possible. Then we loot up the bodies, we have enough cash for a UAV, we pop UAV, we rotate to the hot area, we get a kill, we get more kills from that, from the mini-map info, and then we kind of keep it rolling from there. So I'm just trying to play a little bit patient here because I did, not to go too far back here, we'll go ahead and push it forward, but I was a little bit concerned about this guy on my level. You know, I'm remembering that these two guys are down here by loadout, but this one right here is the one that I'm primarily concerned about. And look, this guy up here is a solo, so if I can get him a little bit isolated, well, he's already isolated, right? So if I can find him, I know it's a pretty clean 1v1 fight, and at the very least, or at the very worst, it's a 50-50 situation that I should be able to win. Now we get one down right there. I don't go for the thirst, I end up going for that kill right there, which ends up being a little bit of a mistake. The other thing that I will say, I am using the TAC-B this game. It did just get nerfed, not nearly as viable as it was. I don't even think it's really a meta primary anymore, but this was before that nerf happened. Vaznev is still absolutely a meta SMG. Kind of checking around the corner, trusting high alert, same thing as VONDEL, guys. Make sure you're trusting high alert as much as possible. Yes, or no, it's not as much of an issue because on VONDEL, you have a lot of people camping rooftops and playing positioning. A little bit less here on ASHIKA. Yes, it can still happen, but overall, just trust that high alert. Trust that if it's not going off, you're not getting looked at. One down below here. He's completely caught out in the open. Yes, you still want to keep track of your cover on ASHIKA. One of the biggest things and the toughest parts is with VONDEL, there is a lot of outplay potential with the buildings, right? Because you can sneak out of one building, immediately turn the corner, go into another door, play the stairwells to your advantage. There's a little bit less of that because of all the open space here. And if you are kind of fighting in a building like this, right, I can really only use the inside and outside of this building to finesse, right? Or like this building back here that we're going to push into in a second here, you're going to have levels, right? So there's only so much that you outplay from building to building. A lot of it is just trying to use the inside and the outside, which puts you a little bit susceptible to being third-partied and shot from a team that's up the hill or something. So always keep track of that cover, and that's where we do play a little bit more patient sometimes to get that initial knock. But on VONDEL, we play positioning to get a kill. On ASHIKA, we play positioning to open up a fight. One over to my right side here, one flying in left side. Let's go ahead and re-challenge this here in a second. I notice him right there, so I'm not going to repeat that. I'm going to try to look for a slightly different angle. We catch this guy down below, and we are able to take him out. Notice that one is still on my level here. Also notice that this is probably two teams, right? Because I technically saw, if you notice that this guy's, if we go ahead and get this snoop kill, this is a little bit of awareness that you guys have to really, really work on, because I don't think a lot of you pick up on this. So notice right here, we get the snoop kill, but this guy's rotating backside this way. That does not match the mini-map ping that I get. You have to notice that that is two teams right here, and you're kind of in the mix a little bit. You got to be aware of that. Unfortunate hit with the drill charge there, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to re-engage here right in a second. Watch this little angle I play. This is where we always think about unique angles. We're able to get the break right there. That allows us to push in. We plate as we're pushing, right? We're using our plating, our movement speed to kind of get into a better position right here. We're able to get the down and thirst. Still worried about those other enemies around me. Just not 100% sure where they are. Just like that, guys, we are up to 15 kills right here. We are absolutely zooming this game. And I know, based off comms, that J-Puck also has people down here. So this is where we start to kind of play off each other a little bit more. You know, obviously he's a little bit more over to the left side. I push in this way. One sniper up above here. We're able to get this guy right here, and what do you know? Both, I don't know why he goes down instantly there, but notice that two are up above in this building. So already thinking about, okay, how do we go ahead and re-engage these guys? Let's play a slightly different angle. Let's see what we can get inside here. And this is when we're playing in buildings, there's less outplay. So my only outplay here is to be able to push down the stairs and start sprinting while plating, and then again use that building to my advantage. So I'm going to kind of play this a little bit safer here. We disengage. Now, I don't know why I didn't push back in. I got a little bit distracted here, which was probably not a smart play. I mean, I knew that in this building there was only one other alive, and it's a 1v1. J-Puck ended up breaking him, and notice that J-Puck's right there with me. No shot we lose that 2v2 right there, especially with one of them already down. Now I'm just trying to find a perk package here, because notice I still have not grabbed my loadout. You know, I don't have double time, which on VONDEL and ASHIKA, double time is a huge advantage. Being able to keep that tack sprint, being able to put yourself in a good spot. Now J-Puck's gonna end up going down. Flash warning right here, guys, right there. Holy smokes, you get flashed. But I'm going to re-challenge this. We're able to get that kill down Thirst, and that brings J-Puck back. So really big team dynamic there. Make sure you're always aware of if you're last alive. If you are last alive, guys, play it a little bit more smart. Don't sell your game, especially in this case when I'm at 18, because you'd be over-aggressive when you're last alive. Just be aware of that. And use your redeploy flares. I mean, those are really good as well to use to be able to get a teammate back. Right here, we're able to get the break, and I get caught. I can't move here. It's not letting me get up. I'm just kind of stuck there, so I end up going down. But once again, there's J-Puck with the kill confirmed. He's going to try to look over me, just can't quite get there, and now we're right back in here. We're pushing forward, and we still do have loadout. So, you know, you kind of see this regain process here. Now, this is a little bit aggressive here, right? So, a little bit aggressive flying in, and real quick, by the way, notice J-Puck's at 16 as well. So, overall, we're already at 35 kills here. Now, right here, you know, this is a little bit aggressive because I know there's teams in this area. Obviously, J-Puck has kind of cleared out this building, so I'm going to take a chance here and drop Lodi. But as soon as I get Lodi, like, I need to think about, okay, how am I getting out of here? Like, where am I going, right? So we grab, I think about it for a second because I wanted to keep using the TAC B, but I didn't have a class set up. So we're right back in. We're going to grab plates, and now we're in a much better position to start to challenge again. One flying in. Now, I want to quickly address something, guys, and this is both on Vondel and ASHIKA, and please, please, please listen to me. I always tell you guys to not get caught on the edge of zone, because what ends up happening is you get into this really weird spot where you have to run with zone as you're fighting. This is a great example of why you do not want to be in this position. I'll be honest with you, I get out of this. I do not die here, but watch how difficult this is, right? Immediately right there, broken. Now, I have no plates. This guy's challenged me down below. I make a play. Where can I push? Well, this is a really tough push here because gas is pushing in. So I'm going to loop up top. I'm going to then run right by this guy. We break him. Okay, we're out of the clear. Boom, we got one team wipe. That's great. You're like, Joe, what just happened? Like, you just told us not to do that. Just wait, there's more. This is why you don't. Okay, now we're getting high alerted. Still have no plates. We're going to smoke, okay? I'm going to go ahead and push up with the smoke. All of a sudden, as I push through here, quick reload, high alerted from the left side. I'm shot. I've got one flying in straight ahead of me. I'm going to go ahead and peek this guy. I've got one on the rooftop. I worry about the rooftop. A little bit of a 50-50 right there. All of a sudden, once again, I'm low health. Got to find a way to get in the zone. Why? Because we still got a very long rotation. I'm getting high alerted to the left side here. Now, still have no plates. J-Puck says, hey, I'm going to drop you plates here. High alerted in the back. We get snooped down. I'm getting high alerted from everywhere. I've got pings to my left side. I finally have plates. Pings to my right side. I break that guy's camera because he was aiming at J-Puck. I'm getting shot from up the hill, and all of a sudden, there's that. So, like, I'm going to play this back full speed just because of how nasty this is. But you really see, like, this is the situation that you don't want to be in, right? If we had not rotated this way, and instead rotated early, we would have been in a much better position to be able to get clean kills, not kills where we're fighting for our life and having to really just finesse and perfectly execute. And like, it's just, this is a stressful situation that we put ourselves in because we kind of rotated to the team back on green ping as opposed to pushing forward. Like, again, we get the down right there. And by the way, what you're going to see is even after we kill these teams, we're still not out of the clear. So I jump up and over here, high alert in the back, getting high alerted from literally everywhere. I can't even get cover for half a second here. We're going to get this guy, and I will say, guys, these shots are probably some of the best shots I've ever had with the Vaznev. That felt so good, but even now, we still have zone pushing in. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to buy durable, and then buy a plate, right? Like, I buy durable to give myself some time to breathe for a second, and I can just sit and gas. We're up to 23 kills, by the way, 4 other teams here. And now what we're thinking is, okay, let's go play Zip, right? Let's go play Zip here. At least this is my thought. Let's go play Zip. Zip allows us to get information, allows us to rotate quickly, allows us to easily get high ground. And what you'll see is that there's going to be a team that is going to be landing double apartments here. I'm getting shot from up the hill. I notice that team is flying into the left side stairwell right here. And as I go to shoot this guy, I am able to get the down, but just completely neglected that team that was flying in. A little bit unfortunate here. J-Puck is going to make a very aggressive play to be able to get this buyback, right? So he's in duo quads, or we're playing duo quads. So at that point, he's solo quadding. A little bit of a tough spot to clutch. Now, I'm not going to oversell for my guns here, guys. That's a very aggressive play. He also pops a UAV. I see them all on this side. There's no way I'm going to be able to land here and get my stuff and survive that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to drop down below. Sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm going to be totally upfront. Like, sometimes you just got to get a little bit lucky. Now, our end games are still the same as Vondel, guys. Again, this video is all about how do we transition back and forth between Vondel and ASHIKA. You know, it's still the same. It's still about in circle with cover, then power positioning. You're going to see me make a play here where I actually slightly rotate forward. Now, right in this spot, there's not really a great power position to be at. So we're just going to try to hold these guys, and notice instead of pushing them like I did in the previous fight over in like, I don't even remember. I don't play ASHIKA as much anymore. Kind of the previous fight before where we were finessing on the edge of gas. This is much easier right here. This is basically just a no-down situation. I'll be honest, up until this point, I didn't realize we were playing quads. That's why I completely missed the guy on this rooftop. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I even asked J-Puck. I was like, are we in trios or quads here? Now, one's going to be, they've got to push to me. So watch how easy this is. There's one, there's two. Now we go ahead and rotate around here. We're going to see this guy. I tag him a little bit, but J-Puck's easily able to get the kill from across the street. And at this point, we are playing together. We are playing with comms. Notice that we are in a 2v3 situation right here. I tell him, hey, I need to play real quick. This is all you. This guy's straight ahead right there. Now I'm not in a great spot here, especially given this circle pull. But look at the positioning between J-Puck and I. Look at the spacing, right? So everybody's kind of focused on me down here. J-Puck's easily able to kind of shoot across. He gets one down right there. I'm going to go ahead and push up here. There's one kill. J-Puck gets another one down here. So I killed J-Puck's first one. He downed the second one. We know that the last one is in this building to my left side, guys. And just like that, that is a 51 kill ASHIKA win right there, playing duo quads. Biggest differences, right? So you're constantly going to have to finesse smaller POIs. Our pacing is 6-6-4-4. Of course, end games, gameplay strategy, pop UAVs are all the same. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.